So this week has been an absolutely crazy week. I've been on social media for about a month now promoting my things. I haven't gone viral, not really expecting to, but I've got 70 likes on Instagram, which is great. Looking forward to the 100. Trying to think of what I can do. And I've only got one subscriber on YouTube. Thank you so much. But what has happened is I got chosen in the same week. I got chosen for 4 pattern tests, and yes, I accepted them all. It's been absolutely manic, but thankfully they all have different deadlines, so I'm working towards that. And so I'm really loving the experience. They're all so different. So this video is going to be mainly about the testing, the things I've learned so far, what I will learn, or later I will talk about what I've learned. And it's just so interesting, like how each test has been run. The first one I did a week or so ago was an ice cream turtle, and it was literally, I just got a message on Instagram and I did it, and I messaged her the photos back, and that was it. And it was great. I didn't even see the mention in the post. That was totally me. And it got out there, and that was like super clean and easy. I just went into Canva and wrote some comments. But it was a lovely, easy, awesome pattern by Whimsical Dreams Crochet, so I definitely suggest going to check that one out. So these other pattern testers, I haven't quite learned how to say their names yet. Some of them are quite interesting, so I will just write their names down so I don't get them wrong. So the next pattern test I got chosen for is a plant, well, 4 plants actually, and she's done it in such an amazing way that you make pots, but you can repot the plant. So I've made 2 of the 4. So we've got this one, which is little dangly things, little flowers, and it's got like a little smiley face and everything. And so this one's got the soil permanently in it as an option, and she does have an option for hanging bits as well. So I will be doing that. You make all 4 and then you mix and match the pots. Well, it's technically 1 pot or 2 soils. And then there is this one. I haven't put a face on it because you repot the soil. The soil comes out and you can repot it. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a hanging one, and then this one can move between the hanging one and the not hanging one. So I didn't put a face on this one because then the eyes would stick out, and I didn't really want that to happen. So this one's just a curly one. It was so fun, and I just love the idea of being able to repot and make different pots, and people being able to like pick and choose the plant and the pot and everything like that. I'm just going to do the same coloured pot, keep it simple, I suppose. Plus I don't have really many browns. I'm horrible with getting browns. It's just super hard here. But I do love these patterns. So there's 2 more. There's a heart leaf one and then like a bobbly leaf one. So this pattern's not due for another 7 days. So I've made the 2 pots, and I will be making the soil probably later today, and then I'll work on 1 plant. Oh, well, a day probably. The great thing is they do come with video tutorials, so I think the heart one's a little bit more complicated, so I'm looking forward to watching the video and seeing that and how that works. But I did the easy ones first. I did jump ahead, so I didn't do them in the order of the pattern. I jumped ahead. So that was pattern test number 1 for this week. Pattern test number 2 is a chameleon. I mean, I made him 1.5 millimeters bigger because I just didn't have the wool that I wanted, and I had told her I would do a sunset. So this isn't actually in a 7mm, and I think she suggested a 5.5. So everyone else's is like small. And he's got another 3 stripes, I believe. I love the detail on the face. Like, you crochet these lips and it's surface crocheted, and then you mold the face a bit more, and it surface crocheted up here, and then the eyes, and it's amazing. So I'm looking forward to this will be stuffed and done probably tomorrow at this stage, and then I will work on the rest of it, so legs and things. But I really love this, and you really do have to trust the surface crochet, because you're doing like some changes to the bottom and the top main color and the secondary color, and there's like a really bad overlap around here, and the surface crocheting absolutely covers it so perfectly. So I'm loving this pattern right now. Definitely check it out when it's released. I think it's being released on the 26th, so a few days after I put out this video. So then the others I haven't started. I got chosen for one about 3 days ago, and it's a unicorn. And the unicorn one was interesting because she just kept trying to email me and it just never came through, and I was having issues with my email, and then she was having issues with her email. Finally got the pattern, so that one isn't a group chat, whereas this one and the chameleon are both group chats on Instagram. And it's really interesting because my phone just keeps going off, but it keeps going off at really weird times for me. Because I'm in New Zealand, I'm like in a different time zone. I'm way ahead of everyone else. I know my dad lives in Texas, and so he's 17 hours behind me. So he's the day behind, and like in the afternoon when I'm in the morning. And anyways, so one of the patterns is that she's in England and she's got American testers, and then me, and I think there's a couple other testers across the world. And then so that's that one, I believe. And then the crochet, the chameleon is I think an American, and so they're just, the time zones are just so interesting. So I feel like I've missed out on the chat, and so I feel like I'm not contributing enough to the chats, and it's just because the conversation's been over. And so I'm trying, but I have work and I have kids, and I have this, and so I don't have when my phone goes off constantly, I don't check it all the time, and especially at like 2 a.m. in the morning, I wake up and there's like 10 messages, and so I'll read through them and I'll like a few or something, but I'm really feeling like I'm not contributing. So I don't know, it'd be interesting to hear what other people in different time zones think. Like, do you have to be a really active member in a group? Is that what you're wanting as a tester? Or are you happy for them to kind of just sit back and help a little bit? I mean, I am giving comments, and I am doing what I was essentially hired to do, because you are being hired, you're being paid in the pattern. It is not a free pattern. You are being given the pattern and you work for it. But I just probably don't have that social aspect in the same way, and I would love to. So I don't know, I'll have to see if there's some New Zealand pattern designers, and when I do my own, it'll be quite cool. Anyways, the third pattern, I keep getting sidetracked, was a unicorn, or is a unicorn, and it is due next Thursday, I believe. I know one's due in March, and I have this all in my Notion so that I can keep track of them. So it's a very cute little unicorn, and I have the perfect like rainbow yarn for its mane. So I'm super looking forward to making that one. And I hear it's low sew. So not no sew, you do sew on the head, but that's it. So everything else is crocheted around or surface crochet, which I love. I don't like sewing so much, but I will do it for these bigger projects. This one is all crocheted in. There is no sewing, which is, well, okay, you do sew the flowers onto the thing, and then obviously closing things up, but I don't really count those. I haven't looked too far ahead for the chameleon, but I'm assuming that there's going to be sewing because you've got legs and things. So then the last one I got chosen for is, if you've seen my Instagram, I think about a week ago I did a hot dog. So a dog in a hot dog bun, and the dog's facing upwards, and you've got the bun and the little ketchup and mustard. And so that one was really cute. And so this is actually a dachshund hot dog in a bun, or a sausage dog. And so it's a standing dog, and the bun's going to be underneath it, and then this sauce is going to be on its back. And I'm super excited for this one. This one looks a lot more complicated, and I believe it's due sooner than most of the others. So I'm going to be spending most of tomorrow doing that. My son will be in daycare, and I'll just have the baby, and I can just sit, and he's just super chill and just likes to hang out in his swing and just watch me or watch the lights and things, so I can get a lot of sewing, crocheting done. And so on top of all those pattern tests, I am still doing my crochet roulette. I'm now on day 10 of the streak, so I'm super excited. I have managed to crochet the item in a day, including a giant turtle. Like, I managed to crochet that in a day with my job, with my kids, with my family. My partner is super supportive of this. He sees how well my store does, and like my physical store, because I have a physical store, and he sees how well it does, and he really wants to support me doing this. And so this is just my fun thing of, I don't have to choose, I don't have to make a decision. Whatever comes out of that box, I make. So go check out my Instagram, because there's some amazing patterns that I've been doing. Some have been awesome and challenging. I've been learning new stitches, and I'm really progressing in my crochet. I've been doing it for many years. I remember my mum brought me my first pattern book, and I sat and made a little owl. I do not have the owl, but I think I was about maybe 14. We were watching a movie, and I had this little blue owl, and I probably didn't pick up a hook again for many years. But I started again fully when my son was born, almost just under 2 years ago, and been really expanding myself and doing super well, doing markets, started my own store, and now I'm on social media, so I'm just really loving this experience. And so I do have some patterns that I have been designing, and so I've been putting really hard into some pattern tests, just so I can see how they run, and they are run very differently. I do really like the idea of a group chat, especially for the bigger projects, because you need to know each step, like, oh, why is this leg doing this or something. Whereas the smaller ones, I didn't really need that for the turtle. The turtle's pretty standard, and it just had ice cream cones on its back, so I didn't really need any technical help, and didn't have many questions. Everything pretty much worked. So I am working on some pretty cool patterns. I have so many ideas, and every time I do a pattern that comes out of Crochet Roulette, I think of some more ideas, and I just like, I need to stop pattern testing and actually just get some of my own patterns out. So this week and probably next week will be pattern testing week, while keeping up hopefully with my Crochet Roulette. And then the following week, I'm planning on just making a pattern designing week. I'll still continue my Crochet Roulette as long as I can. I'm absolutely loving what comes out. Today's one is a mini slug, and I, off the top of my head, don't remember who made it, but it's a free pattern, and it's super adorable. It works up super quick, and I think they take like 7 or 8 minutes, and I sell them for $6. Again, that's in New Zealand, so translated, I suppose. But so I'm hoping to make 10 of those because I know that I am actually out of stock in the store, and so when something comes out of the crochet roulette that I do need in store, I will make a few more of it. Yesterday's ones was turtles, and I know I was out of turtles, so I made 2. I could have made a few more, but I wanted to do some more for my pattern testing, so I did that instead. You do have to juggle what I need to do versus what I want to do. I am also trying to take photos every time I make something on Crochet Roulette so that I can get up on my website fast. I really want to expand my range that's on there. So even if it's just the one-off item, I don't intend to keep all my Crochet Roulette items. I will be keeping all my pattern tests that I do. But the crochet items, they are for sale, and you can go check out my website and they are up there. I've also got some amigurumi sticks up there. I've been working really hard on getting those right, and I think I've finally got them. So my sample ones that I've made, like just the practice ones, will be up there for on sale, and then the higher quality, better ones will be just up on the website for regular standard price. I may do a launch price or sale, but I haven't really figured that out yet. I still have to sit and put everything up on the website and work out costings and things like that. But we don't have like Craigslist, and Etsy isn't a huge thing here because you really can't get things delivered from Etsy for a super cheap price. So I think the Emmy sticks would cost about $30 to get from England or something. There's just no locals that make them, as far as I've seen. We do have an auction by site called Trade Me, and that I've looked many times and they don't sell anything like Emmy sticks. So I made my own. I kept some very cute dinosaur ones. I will show you, I will go through all this later because I really do want to show you my range and everything. So that's what I've been working on this week. There's so much going on, and I also started my new job. I'm working at Fitting a Toy Library, so definitely check out toy libraries near you. They're similar to book libraries. They are, at least in my country, they are a charity, and so you go and you pay a small fee, just like $1 for a toy, and you take it home for 2 weeks, just like you would a book. And they have such cool toys, like ride on roller coasters and bikes and all those things that you just couldn't afford or want to store, or grandparents you don't want to carry to the grandparents' house or something. So we have over 160 across New Zealand. I've been an active volunteer at mine for 4 years, and a role suddenly opened up and I can take my son, and it just works out super well. So I put my hand up, and I am now one of the toy librarians. I do that several days a week, so you might see me in my t-shirt occasionally because I come home from there and I'll just quickly film like what I made, or Crochet Roulette gets it a lot. So I was trying to be consistent, like if I finished it in the day, then I would film it that day so that my clothes matched, so that people could see that I actually did finish the project in the day. But lately, because I'll start in the morning with the Crochet Roulette, drawing it out, and then I'll go to work, and then I come home and I'll finish it, but I'll finish it while I'm still in my uniform or something, or I'll have finished it on my lunch break. Then I just quickly film it when I've got like 5 minutes without one of my sons screaming at me. So it doesn't look like I filmed it in the same day anymore. So maybe I just need to get back into that habit. I don't know. But I don't think people really question whether I'm making it in a day or really actually care. The thing is that I've made something, excuse me, and it's just a cool pattern. So if you do have a pattern that you've released that you think you'd like in a sense promoted, send it to me and I will put it in the basket, and when it comes out I will make it, and then I tag the designer. This week I had one of the designers share that on her own reels and things, so I was super excited about that one. And then I've had other people like commenting and liking it, and it's definitely growing. I had one of mine, the giant turtle one, actually got more than 1,000 views, which I'm just super excited about because I probably was only like 10 or 20 of those. um, my mum, gosh, knows how many she watched. I doubt she watched 1,000 of them though. But I don't know. This is my little quit, and as I said, I'm enjoying it. It's really pushing me, and I'm taking. I think I'm progressing a lot. I even feel like in the last month that just I've changed so much as a crocheter, because before Christmas I probably wouldn't have even thought of a pattern design. Like I've made a couple small things, or I've altered patterns or some things like that to what I wanted. But now every time I make a test or someone's pattern, I'm like, oh, I could use the way they do that in this pattern, and it's a completely different pattern. It's like taking an octopus and putting it in a platypus or something. So it's just more how they mold or do an angle, or um, surface crochet or something, because I've seen some really cool things. The package just got delivered. So that is all for now. I will be meeting again at the end of the week. So it's Friday now. I've had 5 days of already doing these tester things. So I'm going to work in some slugs, and I'll probably try and film again on Sunday or Monday morning to show you what my progress is. I'm hoping to make this a 1 week tester video, but because I've got so much to test, it might end up being a 2 week tester video. So I'm going to try and keep things kind of short in between, but I will show you my progress along the way. So bye for now.
Hey, well, welcome back. And today I'm still pattern testing. So I actually managed to finally put all the pattern tests into Notion, which is what I use for all of my stuff. And they are all kind of releasing within like 3 days of each other. So I kind of just overburdened myself a little bit. So I'm at the mini golf course. It's quite a slow day. It's Sunday here. And I'm just sitting and crocheting. I do find that customers actually quite like it. They end up chatting about my store, which is just over there, and getting into it. They say they want to crochet, they want to learn, or they do crochet but not plushies, or some have said they do plushies but not these ones. And it's just great. I'm sure you all get it like at markets and things. So I just sit here and serve customers, and it's really fun. So I do get a lot of crocheting done. So last night, my partner is away at a mini golf tournament, hence why I'm working. And last night I was working on my chameleon pattern. Well, not my pattern, the pattern test. And I ran out of peach, which is my main color. And I was like, oh my God, I can't order it in time. The pattern is due tomorrow. And so I had, like, thankfully my partner is out of town and there is a store there. So I did an online order and he is going to collect it for me. He arrives back at about 6 tonight. So it's going to be a long night getting the chameleon done, but I will get it done. I've done about 5, 6 of the body, and then I've got the legs and the spikes and just the essential things. So it'll be a busy night, but thankfully, because I've looked after the kids this weekend, my partner will get them to bed and get them sorted, and I'll have like several hours free. So that's how we work. If he goes away for something and I have to look after the kids for a dedicated amount of time, then I get a break, which is totally fair. So I can't work on the chameleon, which is due tomorrow. So I'm working on the sausage dog, hot dog, so cool, which is due on Wednesday. So at the moment I have the 3 little feet. I'm going to work on the 4th one now. And I know it's not quite the sausage dog color, but I only have limited browns. And the brown, which would have been like, oh no, it's a dash hound. Sorry, I keep saying something. Is that the same thing? I don't know. I'm not very good with dogs. I mean, I love dogs. I've got a dog, golden retriever. telling the difference between species sometimes. I've got the big dogs down, border collie and lab and stuff. But this would have been like an awesome pour colour, but I only have 2 browns and they're going to need it for the hot dogs. So I kind of went with this like purpley brown. I'm hoping that it will kind of just work. If not, it'd be kind of a funky dog. So it'll still, the pattern's really good so far. As I said, I've only done the legs, but apparently the legs are crocheted in, which I'm excited about. I hate sewing. I do it, but I have when I have to. And the other pattern that I brought to finish is the hanging ones, which are due on Tuesday. So we've got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So this is the one, the pot that the soil comes out, which I think is amazing. So on this one, I'm going to make it a hanging one. So I'm going to do the little hanging bit. And I've got some blue. So I've already done a red plant in this like variegated, well, it's not quite variegated, but it's like a not quite solid color either. Blue. So I've done it in a red and I've done a green. So I've got a blue and then I've kind of got like an orangey one. So that's going to be the 4 plants and they're all the same brand. So same style. So they'll look cohesive. So this one we get done today and then I'll work on the other one. I've done the pot for it. It's got the soil and everything. So I just need to do the plant and I'll do that one tomorrow. She did say we only needed to do 1 plant if we absolutely needed to. She would prefer if we could do 2 so that we could do the 2 different pot styles. But I've done 2, so I have completed it technically, but I just want to really like do my job. So, and I should be able to do this today. I mean, I'm here for another 6 hours. This is like I've just opened. Nobody's come through. No clue if anyone will come through because mini golf's one of those weird things where when it's sunny outside, you'd think they want to come play, but actually they want to be at the beach. And when it's drizzling, everyone wants to come here because they want something to do because you can't go to the beach. So, gorgeous day outside. Nobody here. So that's the 2 pattern tests I'm doing at the moment. Last night I did the crochet roulette and I got a alien. He's very cute. He is a free YouTube tutorial if you want to do that. I don't like YouTube tutorials because if I want to make the pattern again, I can't watch it every time. It's too frustrating. So I just went and brought him. Plus I like supporting the people. So I do buy all the patterns when I can. Because I will sell him for more than the pattern's worth. I'll make my money back on the first time. And then if I have any others, then it's just like it's a free pattern again. So he is super cool. I hated this purple. It is absolutely horrible. It sheds. My house needs to be vacuumed now. Like I was sitting on the couch and I got it all over me. It's all over the couch. It's all up the stairs. So thankfully this used the last of that purple and I will never buy the purple again, which is so funny because the yellow and the blue and all the other colours do not shed like this one, like the purple did. But I gave her, I don't know, sparkly pink eyes and other little things. So very cute. We'll go in my store. I'm going to photograph it, put it on the website, see if anyone wants to buy her online. And if not, she'll go in my store and she'll just sit there and be happy. I was thinking they come in 2 sizes, so I'm gonna make a couple mini ones as well. So that was that one, and yeah, it's been quite a fun crochet roulette week. It's been a challenge. So I started my job this week, my other job. We've been having to close the mini golf course during the week. We just don't get enough traffic, unfortunately, and they increased our rent. So it's been quite a struggle. So I went and got another job in which I'm allowed to stay at my son. So I'm now working at the toy library, which I think I've mentioned already. And so between that 4 hours a day and then coming home and looking after my children, and doing crochet roulette and pattern testing, I have managed to get a bit of sleep. And but actually I've been so inspired with the challenges and everything that I have started my own a different pattern, or something I've never seen out there before, or at least this concept of it. So it's food items, but they've never been done in this style. At least I haven't seen it, so I'm super excited. And I managed to get 3 done, well, 2.5 done yesterday, when I should have been doing the chameleon, but I couldn't do the chameleon, and I could have started on something else, but I didn't know how urgent they were. But now that I've read that pattern, I know the unicorn's not due until the 4th, so I've got plenty of time for that. So I feel more confident with the pattern testing now, knowing that I gave up and did some pattern designing yesterday. So I'm going to get through this week filming a little bit of my pattern testing and everything and the releases, and then next week I'm going to do a pattern test call. So the day this video is released, I will be doing a pattern test call on my Instagram for I'm coming up with a name for it, but I haven't quite decided yet. So it's like comic something, or so they're a comic book style food. So if you think of like Homer's donut, like that comic book style. So I've made Homer's donut, I've made a cake, and a sugar bun, which are kind of, big here in New Zealand. Don't know about other places, but basically it's a bun with icing on it. And then I'm going to do a sugar cookie, a cake slice. I'm quite excited about the cake slice. So many ideas for the cake slice. And I had one more. So they're going to be a bundle, I think. I don't know. I'm trying to think of whether I release them individually and you just buy the individuals, or you could buy a bundle all together, I think might be the thing. And then with the donut, I'm going to do a big donut and a mini donut together. I have been trying to think of like a drink, because it would be quite cool to have a donut and like a milkshake or something. But I just don't know if I'm going to have the time. I know that I'm busy basically up until Wednesday, especially because I have to crochet something every day for the crochet roulette. I know that it's not like an obligation, but I have a streak going at the moment and I'm really enjoying the streak. I know that when I hit a big one, I'm going to be breaking the streak. So at the moment, I'm just trying really hard to not, but fulfill all my commitments as well. So I think my commitments for pattern testing will come first over crochet roulette. But she, it only took me an hour and a half to make this. Basically, you sew the head, you sew the arms, and you sew the antenna. So it wasn't actually that much, really. It's not intricate, and because I was using the same color, it hides the imperfections a little bit. Plus, it's like but I have to say, sewing with this was a nightmare. Like, I think next time I'll just use a little bit of acrylic or something, because this just, never again. So that is an update from me, and I will be back in a couple of days and let you know how the releases go for the pattern test. Bye.